Hello, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome back to Forex Black Boxy channel. Today is the 9th of March 2020. Disclaimer, guys, Forex carry high level of risk. You could lose all your investment if you don't trade wisely, and you need to have a plan. You need to have a proper back testing of your strategy before you put real life money on it. Very important. Secondly, this stream or the video I'm doing on my channel just for education purpose only, and I'm not a licensed advisor or anything. I'm just a regular trader just like you. I've got a knowledge of 8 years, and I'm sharing my knowledge with you, and it does work for me, and that's why I'm sharing it. um, okay, disclaimer out of the way. Let's just start with coronavirus heat map, and we kind of see that it's quite trending up. You can see it far away. We see this areas of centralized coronavirus keep increasing and the bubble getting bigger. When the map when it's getting bigger like that, that's mean the increase in cases and death rate. So it's quite high, and risk been taken off the table of any trade, basically any finance going on. Basically, the risk off situation, so everything is going down at the moment. Uh, so far in UK we have three deaths reported, 277 in UK, Europe, France, 366 deaths, 7,300 cases. Just to bear in mind that this numbers is not accurate numbers. They only give you numbers so they don't make everyone go panic and crazy. I believe there are more to it. There isn't been the country itself, if you calculate any country, they are huge. They got a lot of people there, millions of people, and not everyone went through the test. So, as much as they do now, run the tests through people, and that's what they come up with these numbers. But I believe that is going to be more cases on the way, and we could have that virus originally before even the beginning of the 2020. We probably had it. A few people I know of, they have. Very bad cold. They had to go to hospitals and stuff like that. They stayed in hospital for 3 days, 4 days, and they had this kind of bad cold in their chest, and they couldn't breathe. And it's very, very hard, but they recovered now. That was before coronavirus become known to everybody. So the thing is, what we see on heat map here now is just numbers they found out about. They're still looking for more people to be tested. So I think that's why all the government around the world now, they cut rate to help the market, like Canada, like US, like Australia, and we come into UK today. I think today or tomorrow we're gonna see Europe. We'll check the news later on, and we will get where we're going from here. Is my mic on? Yeah, I think. So yeah, just keep in mind that don't buy on the depth of any reason of stock. If you try to buy any stock globally, it's no good idea to buy it now. It could go lower, and you cannot take the heat of dropping down, losing money. There is no point whatsoever. The big player are off the market, and my recommendation is not to buy stock or currencies that could go down because of the disease. What we have, the virus, it's big, it's increasing, it doesn't is not stopping, and you can see that it's keep going, just like the market, keep going, going that same direction until we find support, which is going to be cure, or that virus it cannot survive anymore, could be just a 3 months, 6 months edge of the virus. We'll see. I'm not a doctor, but I believe that if your immune system is strong, you can actually defeat this virus. Above 45 and 50, people that go originally weak immune system, and that's why they couldn't cope with that virus. But my advice to you to be healthy, be clean, and clean more yourself often. Public contact, just don't touch too much stuff in the public, taking any transportation, anything like that, just to be clean. Okay, because if you get sick, you carry the virus, give it to your family, your close family, anyone touch you, anyone near you, anyone in the same house touching the same equipment you're touching, probably is going to touch it as well. That could be infected. Just to clean your hand, make sure that you sanitize yourself very well before you um, do anything. So just wash your hands. Very simple procedure, just easiest things to do, and you should do that overall anyway. So coronavirus is taking over and is going to increase. Is not looking like it want to stop here. I think we will see more cases around the world, and yeah, just keep in mind that it's going to affect the market badly. Jump to the market itself, map. We can see that today market looking down on the day, last 24 hours, not full day to day yet, but day performance is down. If we go to the weekly, we see some 50-50, but the market actually opened with a gap that was not really calculated here yet. But we just let's look on the monthly here. That's 1 month's performance last 30 days of 2020. Just the last 30 days from today, we see that is completely no performance, like not completely, just is really down a lot. So keep that in mind. Look to Forex itself. If we remember that we talked about oil, guys, I told you that 40 was my first target, and after that 39, it actually opened a big gap and went all the way down to 30, even lower than I expected. That's that crash, that basically crash, like from here to there, really huge gap, and we continue down all the way to 30, and we're coming back up now to retest the breakout, and probably we're gonna continue down from there. I'm talking about maybe $25. It will come in play since he moved to that far. So there's nothing is going to stop it to continue down. It's a bear trend, as I told you on my stream on Saturday, and I keep saying that all week. Oil is going to go really be down big time. Dollar as well. Weakness of dollar is priced in and bound. Bound take advantage of the dollar weakness, and that's why we see pound keep trending back up. I expected that anyway. I told you pound want to come back up to retest the breakout areas and close the gaps. Then probably Bank of England will cut the rate as well. Then we'll see momentum down. Euro is taking advantage as well. 14.14 has been hit originally overnight, more than 14, and that's kind of like strange for euro to be that way, since euro actually more affected of the virus by more than US. But we'll see what they're going to do about the rate cut and so on. So if they cut the rate more, they're already zero. We'll find out in calendar shortly. So if they cut the rate more to be negative rate, probably we'll see euro get priced 10 down. So we're going to see another 200 pips to maybe 12 or maybe 11. We'll see. But 250 pips down drop if they cut the rate on euro. We'll see. If they don't, probably can stay as it is because it's already priced in the market. We're looking for breakout out of this range at the moment. We'll look on hourly actually. That's the hourly look. You see that momentum is very, very strong up. We have one red candle here, and we keep going. Probably will come back down again to retest this breakout, this level. We'll see. We'll see in a chart. I'm just a quick view of it. So far, the weakest, of course, the CAD is all the way down, 1.36% down since the opening of the day. because of oil, of course. Yen, of course, taking all the advantage, almost 3% on opening today, very high. Euro follow it by because dollar index is down. So when your dollar index is down, give opportunity to euro, safe haven, and sorry, yeah, euro is a little bit safe haven, but not as much as yen. Yen is more strong than safe haven because majority of buying stock they're using yen. And Swiss, what's next in line is pound. Just the one is still didn't really cut the rate yet, so that's taking advantage now of it. Buyer they taking advantage of the momentum up until the news come out of cutting rate, then they exit that position, then you will see it in the market. Probably pound will be coming back again with these guys. What we see here in New Zealand, there's the equity currencies, they're all down, up, down, risk off, very, very clear. You can see right there. All the currency risk off is up, currency for the risk on is down. I'm not saying it's too late to play that role with the market, but wait for today because we already opened with a very big gap, and whoever was selling last week probably exiting at the big gap and probably exit at London opening as well. So wait for pullback and you can sell on the reps. So if you come back up, you sell it. Today news, not really much going on. There's all low impact news. Market already open with a big gap, so there's nothing's going to change in the market today. For me, it's like a day off today. I could just review and look around. I'm not going to put too much money on the table. Market already gapped down and went even lower, and then kind of sideways now, waiting for pullback. I'm not going to be selling it again if I have to. I'll be selling it from come closer to the point of breaking the gap. Yeah, nothing really. 12:15 CAD news is all gonna be low impact really. It's not gonna move the market. Market already moved overnight. Indexes, you see pound just keep going up, break the previous highs, but it couldn't stay. Come back right to the 50%. So basically what happened is guys is I expect pound to come back to the 50% and start to show momentum down if they're gonna cut the rate. But what happened over the weekend, the coronavirus risk off and the market priced down for coronavirus. So all the market actually priced back up and come back down to its a fair price. So I expect bound to maybe start to go down from there on the index. However, between dollar and pound probably is going to stay up because dollar EC is down. So just to look out for pound between pound and other currencies like euro and CAD, all of them. So which currency you see wick on it? Of course, Aussie and yen and New Zealand, all the one that connected to the stock. Dollar is down and it stay down. It was up and come back down. And CAD, big gap, of course, of oil is priced in CAD. Aussie went down and come back up to retest the breakout. Probably going to see another momentum down, but I'm not sure about pound to go back up again. The reason being we are right in the middle of nowhere, so there is no any uh, valuable position I can say okay because we still here maybe we can come back up again, but the momentum is actually all the way down to the 50% of it. So we can just cancel all of this. We know it went up, but we will take the price action itself and see what's going to do from here. Just like gold, you remember when I said gold before did a unusual move? That's unusual move. And also I would like to mention that unusual move happening in the market these days because we can call it unusual activity. Basically, that to do with the coronavirus and what's going on in the coronavirus, the world itself, and uh, domestic action taken, like big, big position being taken off the market. And remember, like the big player, like a hedge fund and banks, they keep their position in the market for a very long time, not only one day like us, not only 1 month, not maybe 1 year, maybe more, 3, 4, 5 years. And when that risk on become very high, like risk off, sorry, the risk high global risk like coronavirus, and they start taking big portion of the market, and the market start collapse. So you can see it in the market overnight. The market closed, and after that they flattened their position. If they are a bank, because remember currency is 24/7, they don't close. The only one closing is your broker. That's the contract between the bank and the broker. They close your position. Sorry, they close your connection, but actually the market is still ongoing, guys. Is not full stop, and is no one allowed or not allowed to trade. The banks basically trade it between themselves all the time. You don't need to be connected to the broker. You can go your online banking. You can still transfer money. You can do everything. So as you can see, that momentum back up and come back down very quickly. That's it's like a big chunk of money been moved over between, I don't know, between, you can see it actually, you can see between yen, pound, euro, Aussie, Swiss, they all moved almost the same move. So some big money moved over the weekend, and that's what happened. Plus the stock, of course, went down. Then I assume there is a big position already went out of the stock over the weekend. I don't know if they do that over the weekend on the stock itself, but all I know that banks, money, everything is 24/7. They don't stop, even in New Year, Christmas time, whatever. They're always on. They're always offering, and they bid on prices all the time. They don't sleep. The machines running behind the scenes. So what we look for? We look for this week. We see dollar is really weak, so probably gonna see some pullback before getting any further than that. We cut through a big space of ground here. We broke that low, not yet. We're just trying to hold that low now. Probably see some rotation to this level. Moving average will be coming back around it. Then from there we'll see whether or not we go down. We actually go back up. I don't see any point of going back up since the rate is cut and they're looking to cut rate again. So I think we're gonna see lower lows going on, lower highs, lower lows. So we'll have one here, we'll have one here. From the breakout to when it's gonna stop, we'll be looking for 50% retest and take it one more leg down. We will see where it's gonna stop. If you want to stop here, pull back to these levels. That's gonna be about 50% of the breakout. From there, and we will see whether or not to take it back down or we'll come back up. I don't see a reason to come back up. Yen, of course, taking advantage of all of this stuff. Break higher or break out of this range. That was a flag, bull flag, measure move, breakout, measure move. So we kind of like almost the same measure move, and that's why we stopped here. Whoever brought from there, see that flag here, break out of it and take it out to take another measure move. That's been completed. Probably see a pullback to close the gap and come retest this level. New Zealand really break, mm, like crashed down big time. This one candle crash is equal to the last is 1 2 3 big candles on the chart here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 is like, if you look here, it's almost a measure move. It's quite a big one. So that's completed now. I don't think there's any sell will be valuable trade for this there after that move. So look for a pullback and retest of the 50% of this momentum to go back more lower to test the 50% of this breakout. And from there we'll see. There's not really much of a trade now. It's the big move happened already before we even start trading. So I don't see any opportunity at the moment. Swiss, of course, went all the way up. It didn't open with a gap, open normal. So it's just like kind of didn't affected by anything. We went up, but come back down. We tested the 50% of that candle itself today. So basically, we come back up and we tested the 50% of this breakout, and we'll see what we're gonna do from there, whether or not to come back up or not. So that's the 50% on test. So we need to look to trade against the weakest currency like US and CAD, New Zealand, Aussie. So got four currencies you can actually check out and trade against it. That goes as well with yen. You can trade yen all against all other currencies except euro and pound. But pound, of course, is going to get weaker because I know that they're going to cut the rate, but they need to follow the global behavior. So we come back up, break out, and false break out. It's false. I can see it now. It's coming back down, and probably going to come back down now. Already uh, priced in the market, and now they're taking off their position, and we going down. So yeah, that's the picture of the currencies market. Let's have a look to the chart. S&P 500 open. This is complete already for me. Just leaving it here for now. S&P 500. The 2 weeks ago we went all the way down. Last week we come back up 50%, and we played that role here. We closed near the lows of the previous week, and we opened with a big gap, really, like even bigger than the previous gap. If you see this gap here, this is a small one. This is a big gap. We opened with a big gap with a close, and we didn't even try to close the gap. Basically, we take the way down. We broke the previous lows, and that is the low of 2019. We're at the low of 2019 now, not necessarily 2019. So basically, 2019 April, it's the next target to 740. About to 789. We're almost there now. So I think we're gonna go all the way down to this level. Let me just put a line here. That could be support, just minor support to hold for now. Probably gonna see some pullbacks up to the whole 50% after the breakout. So I will recalculate that later if you want to follow that, but I'm sure you not all of you do in S&P 500 like I do. I'll just give you the view. That's the stock face. You need to look at it. If it's red, that means it's down. If it's green, it's up. The whole stock to situation. So basically, we open with a gap, guys. We didn't close the gap, and we break below, and we still ongoing. There's no slowing down. It's just the momentum is down. What they're telling me, the buyer that's scared to get to the market, they need to see some ground like that number to 740. Then they will start to put some money, hoping for momentum back up to test the breakout. So I'm looking for it to come back down here, come back up again, and that's gonna play here this week. So probably gonna do that until we see some kind of breakout, either as a side, down or up. Oil, sorry, oil. I talked about oil before, and I said that oil could take a few days to come back down even to the 50%. You just took over the weekend. I have a huge gap. Like I don't know, I never see this gap anywhere else in the chart. Um, that's the daily. I don't see any weekly gap match this one. I don't see it anywhere. Maybe one here, 2009, 19 to sorry, 1990. Oh, that's weird. No, this gap is big. I mean, like, look, you can see it. It's like a cut. It's like a oil become water or something. Like, uh, so yeah, feeling sorry for the people that are long because look, the market is always long and short all the time. Don't think if the market going down doesn't mean there's no buyer. There's a lot of algos out there that is still buying and selling all the time. Buy and selling more than you heartbeat. Each one of them, you know, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell all the time. Buy the hundreds of thousands of contracts. There are hedge funds that are running thousands and thousands of dollars behind the scene. So they're always buying and selling. So I'm really sorry for these guys because maybe they didn't have any access over the weekend. I don't know. There was no point whatsoever to buy oil. I told you there is no any point to buy oil because it's keep going down. I don't see it's a bear trend. You see the weekly, it's a bear trend. We broke 2016 low. Let me mark that as well. 2016 low has been broken and we jumped back up again. Of course, they're going to do that because the reason being is not because of support. Don't get confused. It's not because it is support. Buy from here. No, 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 no. Thing is, whoever sold at the breakout, keep going. Open today, and it's keep going. And they're looking for this support. As soon as it comes near the support, what happens is, if I'm a seller, I switch to buyer. I sell my positions. I become a buyer, count it as a buyer. Imagine how much contract I put there, I exit there. But there's no buyers. So the only way I can see now is the seller getting out of their positions. And what happens is buyer will say, okay, seller getting out now, so let's wait, see what's going to happen next. I like to see it come back down a little bit here. If I'm interested to see rotation and coming back to buy, I will buy it. I will join the crowd and buy it up to 50% to close the gap at least. They're gonna take maybe the whole week to close the gap. It's a huge gap. It's like how much? Let's see. £8, $8.50. I mean, like really crazy, like almost a tenner. But we went down to $13.35 overnight. So from Friday till Monday, right uh, at the opening, after the opening, for a few hours, $13 and a half cut of oil. That's huge. That was how much percentage? I know people like percentage. Okay, how much percentage? 31, 32% and a half. 32% and a half. That's a huge drop. 32% and a half. Uh, I mean, the oil is going to be very cheap that after that, yeah. 57% drop on oil since beginning of January. Since the beginning of the 2020, we have so far dropped up to until now 50%, 60, 50% drop on oil on its price. So that's worrying for the global. It's actually telling you here. I should have a look here. 54% drop. So oil is like I don't know. It's gonna become very cheap. Coronavirus, rate cut. So many things going on in 2020. So my advice to you is just to be careful when you trade this stuff, especially oil and gold. Especially this stuff can change any minute. So don't try to trade gold like forever. So I'm looking on the weekly actually. That's why it looks a bit different. If we look on the gold here, and I'm looking at gold. Gold keep going. We broke the previous high and we pushed back down. In my opinion, and my experience of trading, we see this pattern for many times. That pattern weekly telling you that's a bull day, that's a bear days, and that's a bull day week, and that's a bear week. So I expect this one to come back down to these levels. It's gonna basically what happening is the buy and sell, buy and sell. There's a cold feet in the market, so they buy and they exit the position and they sell. They exit the position, they buy, they exit the position. They start to become almost equal. The buyer equal the seller. So when the seller they see the momentum coming to them, they sell it. Every time the momentum come to the buyer, they buy it. The buyer come it's like sideways. In the short term, it's sideways. On a weekly, daily, same story. Sideways. We'll break up, yes, but we didn't hold there. We like buyer can't stay there. As soon as they hit this level, they exit their position and price push back down. So what happened now is, as I told you on Friday, sorry, on Saturday on my stream, not stream, the video I made, just to ignore this bit and we look for breakout up because the momentum is up. Trade with a trend. So what happened is we isolate here, consolidate, and we break out, retesting, and we coming back up now. So that is for me a flag. Without this bet, that was some kind of unusual activity, and we up now. We break out of this, but looks like it's gonna fail. So look for momentum down. If we get inside, if you go to the low time frame, if you trade gold most of your time, that's what it looks like on 1 hour. We open with a gap and we come back down. We close the gap completely, and we right there now on hourly. And if you see that, it looks almost identical. This momentum almost is like heartbeat, human behavior. You see, human heartbeat in the market. It is indeed. When they come back up here, they sell. Come back down here, they buy. Until they come to agreement, one of them will give up. One of the other sides are going to give up. Either the buyer will join each other and they go against the sellers and they win the auction. And what when we see the winning of the auction, we'll see the momentum back up. Bitcoin. Talked about Bitcoin, and I don't trade it myself, but I analyze it for the people watching me. And as I told you guys, this momentum is back up here. It was like 50% pullback, and by next week we're going to be hitting our target. And next thing you know, I told you that weekend it was going to be moving, and it did indeed. Even Sunday, you see that big drop on Sunday, confirmation below that candle, it will actually take it lower. And what happened is, you see, almost to say, well, I'm looking for 7.5 around this level. So we're almost there now. A few more point or $100 or more or less. So that's the level of interest. Let me just get this. I think this level is perfect level to see it coming down there. So yeah, about looking for another $500 drop. Overall, we have this measure move breakout completed. So the measure move is completed, as I talked about it many times. We break out of this range, come back, retest 50%. We went lower now, probably will come back 50%. If we see how much a gap will be filled, if it's not much, we will see the momentum keep going. So too late to short it, too risky to long it. So wait for it to come in your playground, which is going to be a 50% of the breakout of this candle. Come back there and you will know it when you see it whether or not it was going to turn down or not. If you do that, then you jump in the train when after confirmation. If you actually keep going and do this and break higher, then you just wait for it until the buy give up. Maybe we want it to come back all the way up here. So you don't buy 50%, wait for it. You can buy small. So you don't want to miss out. Start to break your position 50 here, 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 like a targeting. Then what happens is if you come back up all the way there, come back down up to this level, try to do double legs. Then if you see that, then maybe exit all your position even with money. Then come back up again if you want to follow that direction up. So far it's coming back down. Overall, we see a wave up coming back down here, but I can see that momentum is strong. There's a lot of selling in the market. Buyer less than seller. Buyer try to get it back up. Seller just hammer it down as I expected to. Sorry, yeah, there you go. So yeah, if you trade in this, just be careful. It's not the right time to short it. It's too late to short it. You should have shorted from there 50%, and you could have just earned all this momentum. But I don't really trade it. I don't like it. I don't even own any Bitcoin. I never owned a Bitcoin. I don't like it, but I'm just analyzing for you guys. Uh, dollar index. You see that well, we look on the daily. We open okay here on the chart, but we went down big. We went second support line. When I draw the line here, see this line here, one line here, one line here. We said, okay, we have these lines to test. Probably we're gonna go one by one, but the momentum is very strong. It's like crazy strong. Down pullback is just a minor one. A minor one is not a major pullback to give you opportunity to short it. I don't think that's going to happen because of coronavirus and interest rate and US Fed. Dollar, yen, of course, taking advantage of the situation. At some point, is going to give up all this momentum and is only mirroring exactly what happened in dollar index, but is going to give up on other assets. It is strong. The strongest currency at the moment is yen and euro. So the reason being is the dollar index is down. Dollar index is controlling the majority of the currencies globally, and that's why. Uh, I worked on that on just before the opening of the stream. I worked on yeah, US yen. We see a lot of momentum down on the daily, weekly. I just draw this support level. Yeah, unnecessary. I'm not saying that you have to buy from here. Basically, when you come down to this level and play inside, you will be watching out for what's next. Okay, it's over the weeks since '95. We're looking back to old history. The closest support coming in play, 2016 November, and from June till November. Basically, 2016 year altogether. Around this is going to be some play here. What we could do here, what we did here, we could do here. So basically, we come back down and start to play inside this range until further notice, whether or not to test 50% of the whole weekly move, come back down there later, or we actually gonna go down right away. So from the breakout is a big gap. We couldn't even close it on the weekly. That's today week. Okay, today's look. Today is a Monday. That was the last week, and today is Monday. We just opened the market, all right, and we see that it's almost the same size, and we still have 4 days and a half full of trading, not complete yet. So what I think is gonna go more lower and start to consolidate here and do this kind of stuff inside this zone. Okay, I need to speed up a little bit. My stream getting longer. Pound, USD, of course, playing the same role of strength because of dollar weakness. Went all the way up. We break out of this, but we come back inside now. So as I expected, it does exact the same thing on the other side of the range, and probably we're gonna come back down to retest the 50%. I don't see bound to go up now for any reason but weakness of dollar. The reason being is I think they're gonna cut the rate and we will see the momentum back down. Probably retest that low again. And pound yen is a big short. Pound yen of course is strong. We have a bull bear flag. You see the angle of it. It's actually angled up a little bit from the open and closing and the spikes, and we broke out of it, and that was a good trade. Didn't trade it myself. I was flat on Thursday, Friday. I was flat completely. I was just doing a market watching it because I wasn't feeling well. I didn't want to open any trade over the weekend. I knew that it's gonna go down, but that would be gambling. That could just pull back the market altogether over the weekend and we'll be surprised instead of down, actually up. So there's no point for me to trade blindly. And my expectation is to come back up a little bit and we'll continue down lower to continue to this level 32 and a half, 37, 20, 20. Pound Aussie. Well, Pound Aussie just hit the sky, went to the moon and come back again. And the last time we've been here it was 2016. You see, it's a big shift in market. There's a big shift in market going on at the moment. We broke 2000 May 2016 high, and we just to come back down quickly. There probably a lot of seller, a lot of buyer. They just exit the position for me if I'm a buyer from weekly and I brought that brick out and I keep holding. Look what happened on my target was this target. If I'm playing on weekly only. So I will come back 2 years later looking, okay, I'm exiting now. That's a good price. I don't think it's going to go higher than that until we see some pullback. So that's weekly view. I think now time for Aussie to recovery against pound because pound could cut the rate. 90% I think going to cut the rate. So we're going to see this coming back down. And pound New Zealand, same story. Hit a very high area. 2016 as well. They're moving hand in hand together because they using the stock as a meter. Pound CAD, of course, pound CAD pushed all the way up. The last time it been up there, 2018, and there's still more room to it, and that's actually fitting the position with oil. So my expectation is to keep going since the oil want to go. Maybe I'll go to $25 a barrel, and that's very much possible these days. So watch out for that. And that's it. Swiss, of course, strong break out of this channel, and that's what's giving you this momentum down on a weekly. And you can see it on the daily, low time frame, flag, measure move, measure move, measure move. So I'm looking for a flag again, measure move. I'm looking for 1, 2, 3 at least. So probably pull back in the play, then we will take it one more leg down. Okay, guys, I don't see much of you today. Maybe some of you off today. I hope all of you are right and well. If that's your first time, subscribe, like, and hit the bell button so you can receive my notification if I come online and if I upload new videos. All the best, guys, this week. Be careful. The risk of situation going on, and stop hunting algos that could hunt your stop if you put it in the office place like everyone does. Just to trade small, don't hold for next day and go to sleep. Do the day, shut the day off with a profit or a small loss or a small profit. It doesn't matter. Make sure that you're on top of your trades. Make sure that you don't risk much because what's happening these days is not like last year. Is completely different. Shift in currencies market, shifting in stock, shifting in the whole global finance. So be careful out there. Okay, guys, thanks very much. You have a beautiful day. Take care. Talk to you soon. See you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.